started. We're going to open up because we also have members on Zoom. We'll open up with a roll call vote. So Bob Totoma. Here. Sean McAfee. Here. Mike.
Here.
Holly.
Here.
Justin is here. Lucas, Mateo, and Andy are not with us tonight. So the first item up on our agenda is the approval of previous meeting minutes. Did everybody get a chance to review them? All right. Are there any changes?
Oh, I did send a quick amendment late today to add Mike Warren. He's the new post commander at the VFW South Grafton.
Move to accept the minutes as written with the amendment for the new member of the VFW.
Second. I have a motion and I have a second. We'll approve it by roll call. Bob?
Yes.
Sean?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Holly?
Yes, I.
Justin is aye. Minutes are approved as written with the update. All right. So I promised at the last meeting that we would spend some more money. So there's a couple of things that I'd like to talk about. The business cards, which I believe you've run down all of that. We're ready to purchase. It's going to be a business card for our stuff, our information, and then a second business card for the VA information that Andy had found regarding what happens if you need to use an ambulance and things like that.
So what I need before I place an order is a detailed template of exactly what you want.
Okay.
Front and back if you're printing two sides.
Additionally, we've talked about getting a canopy. There is a 10 by 10 canopy on Amazon for $57. We have talked about a Pelican case to store. We have a lot of materials and the little go bag that we have isn't big enough for it all. We have a lot of extra stuff. So the Pelican case would be to store that stuff as well. The Pelican case is $288. And then we also talked about a fold in half picnic party table and a 71-inch by 27-inch rectangular table is $52.
May I?
Yep.
Did you get a brand?
No, I did not get
Okay.
any.
All right. Are we ready to discuss this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Open it up.
In my opinion, you're not going to get bang for your buck on that.
Okay.
If a bad day, strong wind, it might hold up too easily.
Yeah.
There's a brand out there called Easy Up that makes commercial quality or a little better quality. I did buy one at one of the big box stores. It was, I want to say what, $160, something like that, but it's a stable, a good unit. And matter of fact, when we set it up, it was a deluge and it stayed.
Okay.
So I would recommend upgrade.
Yeah.
On the purchase. You spend a lot, say $200 for the canopy and you get a good quality.
Okay.
That'll last. And the top also, you want a top that would be UV resistant. I mean, I can't speak to this. I didn't read the specs on it, but they're just in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I in my past life, I use athletic events. We use them all the time, and it's worth spending a few extra bucks.
Yeah. I see us using this quite often, and with the weather up here, it does make sense to go for more expensive ones. So,
and I would also add sandbags of some sort or something tie downs to that, be it ratchet straps or tension straps with stakes, something to that effect. It's New England. We have 30 minutes. Change.
okay.
Okay.
Any other discussions on these items? I think the business cards are, was it 35?
I don't recall either at the moment, but.
Okay.
When you get a template set up for what you want. And then we get a price quote and then bring it back to the committee so that all space.
Okay.
Being a town committee, do we need to have town seal on the cards?
I think it makes it a little more official.
Yeah,
Okay.
at least for our information.
Yeah.
The VA one, not worried about.
Oh,
that.
yeah, that's just a, right, in case of emergency type.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other discussions on these items?
So do you want to move on the other two items?
Hey, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure that there was no other,
Why don't we, can we just move on all three of them? Just, no, like, so,
Well, we don't,
we've got to get the price.
oh, all right, okay.
Yeah.
So we'll- Okay.
So
I'm,
Stony,
go ahead, Holly.
Sorry, you just cut out.
did you tell me what's the Pelicans? Because when I go to the,
Holly, we can't hear you. It's cutting in and out.
all right, disregard for now while I fix audio.
That last time it was loud and clear.
Yes. I appreciate not speaking to the.
So we'll come back, we'll table that discussion and we'll come back. And we'll table the food drive until Holly gets the audio sorted. The next item, DoD Skill Bridge, Mateo is not here. I know last time we talked about this, it was really, where do we go from here? Me, this is just more information, like we can put it out on the website. There are links, useful links
Yeah.
page. But does anybody have any other thoughts of something that we could do to help promote Skill Bridge or anything like that?
I think the only thing that I can think of off the top of my head, I don't know a lot about it, but if we were to just get some generic information, you know, some skill bridge, okay, it makes sense in the title of what it is,
Right.
but maybe just a little blurb to say, skill bridge does this, this, and this, for people that want it, need it, whatever. And then guide it to the website or whatever.
Yeah, that might actually be beneficial because the other thing with Skill Bridge is it's for transitioning veterans. So it's as they're leaving. So this is more for information on people that have veterans within the family that are military members within the family that are looking to get to transition out.
Yeah.
So, so we'll print out just some general info and then I'll remove this from the agenda going forward and we'll move the links to the useful links site.
Yeah.
Holly, did the audio get sorted? Try again.
I'm thinking not, over.
No, we've got you loud and clear now.
Okay, just to that is if for Pelican to save some costs.
Do you want to try calling in maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, over.
Okay. So we'll move on to the meet and greet. So I spoke with Carmen and he offered up the Legion
Yes,
if we want to do the
Mhm.
comedian or something like that.
I was finally able to find that name you gave me, Scott Higgins. And he's very receptive to it. Really, what we need to do is just pull the trigger on a date, set a date, because the first thing people say, well, when do you want to do it?
Right.
You know, type of thing. So if we set a date and we can build from that. As we said in the past, you try try to stay away from Friday, Saturday nights, unless you want to spend a ton of money and get headliners, because that's their bread and butter nights.
Right.
A Wednesday is fairly easy. Thursday's as easy, maybe a little bit tighter, but a Wednesday, Thursday night would work for any of the folks I've talked to so far. And budget to us, Scott said that he would give us a deep discount. He prefers I don't share the broadcast too much, but on what he would charge for his own business reasons, okay? But we would get a good discount there, and the other lady I did talk to, she said similar price range. We're talking anywhere from $250, $300, no more than $350. We would get, for $250, you're gonna get, so I should say, 200 to 250, you get one person, 20, 30 minutes. Or like $350, you'll get two people, it goes into, say, 40 minutes or maybe a little bit longer than that. So, that's, like I said, we set a date.
Yeah.
Build off the date.
Like the two people
Yeah,
for about an hour.
yeah.
Yeah, about 40 minutes, yeah, a little
40
under.
minutes, just under an hour, but still.
Yeah, but if you figure if you start at 6 and then you have them come on, you tell people to start arriving at 6,
Yeah,
they get settled and stuff, and then,
right.
you know, introductions and then
Mhm.
it starts to be about an hour long.
Yeah.
To jump off this topic or jump on this. I reached out to an acquaintance in Milford.
Yeah,
I mentioned, the last meeting, the Irreverent Warriors. And
Yeah.
this is a veterans organization, that has occasional meet and greets of their own.
Mhm.
And I invited them to our next step meetings, and they could give us a thumbnail sketch of how they set these up. And what they are looking to accomplish when they do them.
Sure.
They actually have one coming up this weekend, I think.
Oh.
So next month's meeting. We'll be able to pick their brain and get some information on what they do and what their goals are, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So we'll have two guests.
Yeah.
And, I believe the admin for the group is a veteran, and I know the acquaintance that I know is definitely a veteran, so.
Yeah.
So they'll have some good insight, I think.
Okay.
Okay.
And it would be nice if we could partner with somebody with some pull to get people to come in.
Mhm.
Cause I would hate to, there's like 4 people there.
Well, the other, one thought that I did have is similar to what Stan Sapiro referred to, alluded to rather when they were here. At the shows that they have at the Tuttle Post and all, they get like an Elvis impersonator type person, and they actually sell tickets. I don't know if we want to jump in, go all in and try to call it a show. And maybe go more than 2 comedians and then having it over at Commons, well, the Post rather. They have the liquor license, they have the beverages and all of that. Maybe we find a way to bring food in. And then sell tickets and then make it so, okay, we're selling tickets to get, we'll say family, but any veteran or Grafton veteran, if you want to be specific, would be free. Maybe cast a bigger net, but I don't know if we want to go all in first time out.
I think if we, I like the idea of food and it would be nice if you could sell tickets and just say all the money goes to this organization. But
On the ticket, when I was thinking about it, the ticket prices, I would, not so much to get the tickets to help it cover the defray the cost, but to just say, it becomes a fundraiser.
right,
Okay.
but with our committee, that's where it gets dangerous because
Yeah, right, we can't, right, but if we are also under the umbrella of the VSO.
Jeff, I don't think Jeff can fundraise though either.
Well, what if money was to go to the Post?
That's how we would have to do it.
Yeah.
The post would have to collect the money.
So we're sponsoring the event, funds go to the whatever scholarship fund at the VFW or the American Legion, whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe you're having it at the post and again, having the show, we would get more of the post members showing up, which is actually, that's the group we're looking for, not just post members, veterans in general.
I think, I mean, Carmen seems very receptive to help us out.
Yeah.
So I think the question is the date.
Yes.
And if we're looking to do something more than just a couple of comedians and we do it on our own, then, you know, we need to probably look at like September timeframe.
Okay.
And I say that, I mean, I guess we could do in August. But now I'm thinking with the summer, who's gonna be here, who goes on vacation? When's a good time? And then us getting it set up with working, you know, Memorial Day parade, 4th of July parade, with stuff that we've currently got on our calendars.
Right, so you gotta. Before. Veterans Day is November. What's in September other than starting of school? What's holidays? You got Columbus Day.
That's in October.
That's,
Labor Day is in September, which is.
that's right, okay, so.
We could also though look at Veterans Day. Or around Veterans Day, which I mean, we'll get into this here shortly with Bob, regarding the memorial event,
Memorial.
but yeah, I mean, November might actually be open now.
Yeah, well, maybe we get more bang for our advertising buck by, say, okay, we're advertising Memorial Walk, we're advertising Veterans Day, we're gonna advertise our meet and greet / comedy show / however you want to word it. Yeah, and get. I don't want to say the further out we go, but the more eyes on we get, has got to help us.
Yeah.
And by having it at that time, again, we're shooting for the family thing. Because if you get the family, you get the adults, or you get the mother, father, veteran.
Okay.
The only thing I mean, yes, our first time out, we did a lot of words on Facebook and information, but I don't know, again, we gotta find a way to cast a bigger net with advertising it. That I'm not privy to that, so.
We could get the signs on the street to post.
Well, yeah, the far further up, yeah, right, you get the locals like, the Gaudettes and credit union, you get the digital signage, the highway digital sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we could just post,
And Maureen with her again,
yeah,
and then just keep paying on Grafton News too.
and then just pass out, like print out some flyers and just give them to local companies that post.
Count what? All right, obviously November 11th is, what day is November 11th?
It's a Monday. I think Veterans Day is always on Monday. But you could do it, I kind of like the idea of a Thursday.
At the risk of sounding stupid, the school committee, I know selectmen are always on Tuesdays. Do you know of any meetings, town meetings that are Thursdays, especially school related,
I mean, of the level of school committee or higher?
something like that? Because if you have, my thinking is if we're having an event on a night when there's a town meeting of some sort, be it selectmen or whatever, that level,
I think the only,
you're
Yeah.
perceived as a conflict.
but I think that on a Thursday night, you're only likely to run up against zoning board of appeals or occasional finance committee. Because there are committees that meet on Thursday night, a good majority of them are still doing the Zoom or hybrid,
Okay,
so I don't think we're drawing from the same pool, so it might not be a big deal.
okay, yeah, great. Yeah, and so if we go Thursday just before Memorial, I mean, just before Veterans Day, right?
So the 7th of November.
Okay. You know, school's in session.
Yeah.
It's in between, a sandwich in between a couple of holidays, such as that, so,
Election day is the 5th of November, that Tuesday.
okay,
So we're clear of that.
yeah.
Did
I'm on conflict with our Memorial Walk. So is that September, October?
We're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay, so. we'll-
Yeah, that'll be next.
All right, so then November 7th.
I think let's move forward with November 7th.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make sure that the dates work for the comedians and reach out to,
Definitely the hall,
yeah.
Jordan Hall, okay.
Do you want to talk to Carmen as
Yeah.
well? And then the VFWs, because you know, the new president, forgot his name.
Mike.
Mike. He may want to get involved with this.
Yeah.
You know, Carmen and them are looking for somebody younger to take over. This is something good that we can work with Mike on
Yeah,
to get that under his belt.
yes, okay. Then we, as we go forward, so, like as I said, the beverages will be covered.
Yeah.
We just have to determine how we want to handle food. You know, do we want to say, okay, not the typical pizza, you know, type of thing, if we want to. Well, we can talk to counter, if they have some, deal with the caterer or something to that effect, you know, have sandwiches as opposed to, or maybe you do a little pasta buffet. Something, you know, a little more than pizza, but just, you know,
Not a mignon.
yeah, right, not a meal, a pasta buffet works. And
Yeah.
It's fairly simple.
That works. And then, you know, maybe we can split the money. They cover food, we cover the entertainment.
Yeah.
And then we can charge tickets and then the money could, you know, cover the food and whatever else is left goes to their scholarship.
Mhm. No,
About like getting it catered like by Buggy Whip or like Cretin or something like that, or
Yeah, I mean, there's also those food trucks. You
Yeah.
know, that would be
True.
easy. Say, let's get a food truck in here. It's November. They're probably slow.
Anzio works.
Yeah.
Food truck.
yeah, that's a good idea too.
I actually had another food truck reach out to me about 4th of July. And so, you know, it could always be, I've got to look again at what they had an interesting menu. I just don't remember what it is now off the top of my head, but you know, maybe we invite them and just say, hey, then
The only issue I see with that is that, okay, people are gonna come in, they get in, they get their seats and all that, and then they say, they gotta go outside and get their food and come back in. It's almost like when you have them having a meeting and say, all right, we're gonna take a 15-minute coffee break. 15-minute coffee break becomes 25.
no, we can just say that the food truck arrives 30 minutes before, you know, if you want food, and then you just have them get it before they go in.
Okay.
And this is like early November, so you have to think about weather, right? So I think the weather's still good early November, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think we have to worry about snow till you get to the end of the month. Knock on wood.
This will be the year, October.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we have a couple of different, we don't have to go with the food truck if they have
Yeah.
caterers or something, but I
Yeah,
think we have a couple of good options that we can get some more details on and actually start firming this up.
yeah,
And we'll look to vote on it in the next meeting or two to firm up the date,
okay,
everything like that,
yeah.
the money.
Mhm.
All right, any other discussions on the meet and greet? All right,
Did you lose Maureen?
no, they're both, Maureen and Holly are on
Okay.
So I'm gonna jump to the memorial event. Because this does impact the meet and greet, but Bob, if you wanna.
So I came up with the idea that we recently had been talking about a plaque for Jim Gallagher. And that led me to think that we should postpone the 5K until such time as we actually have a plaque for Jim Gallagher.
Yeah.
So making it more of a draw,
Yes.
because if we mount it on the portico to the entryway to the building
Mm-hmm.
and the race or the walk starts here,
Yeah.
the two things are likely to be a better pull.
Yes.
Some people might just come for the ribbon cutting or the unveiling, and some
Sure.
people might come for the walk or
Yeah.
combination of the two.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm proposing, we, until such time as we actually physically have a plaque in hand.
I agree with you there.
Yeah, I like that idea. So we will. And I think this will clean up our two agendas between the two meetings, because this is. So we'll, I will put this on hold. Until we get the plaque
Okay.
through the trustees.
In the meantime, we need to contact the family, which we had talked about last meeting, to ask them, you know, what words they want.
Yeah.
It can't be the full obituary, but a condensed version of the obituary. Well, only, I say that.
But we need to hit on all of the organizations or committees
Yes.
that he impacted.
Okay, so I will.
Town meeting member, little league coach, you know, the whole, but again, most of that might be in the obituary, so.
So when we first started talking about this, I put a letter together to the family. And saying, asking them, you know, telling them what we would like to do, are they okay with it? And they were fine, they jumped right on it. So I'll put together another little letter saying, you know, we're gonna do the plaque. This is what we would like to put on it, please edit, revise, comment, something like that.
Okay.
And then we'll go from there. And then by our next meeting, we should be able to make a vote on the verbiage and then a picture of some sort. A picture. And then we can vote on possibly use the same company that's doing the other plaque for it.
Yep.
Yeah, all right, so we're gonna,
We'll have another trustees meeting in May, because if we're gonna do, we've got some items on that agenda that are coming up that we need to resolve, so. We'll have another meeting in May. Beginning of May. All right, Holly, we want to try again? You're on mute if you're trying to talk.
I was trying to put something in the chat. Can you hear me?
Oh, yep, got you loud
I
and
can hear
clear.
you now.
Perfect. So I'm not trying to go backwards, but for the
Go ahead.
item for the Pelican case, how big were you looking? Because the reason why I asked, we did a big clean out on base a couple weeks ago, and we have quite a few empty ones. I don't know if it would help.
Oh,
to make it
yeah.
require.
So
Let's mention something.
it's a. Let me look it up real quick because of the dimensions in print. It's a fairly big one. It'll hold, you know, a couple of pieces of aircraft equipment, if you will. But how big are the ones that you have?
Well, the largest one that I saw, and I didn't see the whole inventory, you could probably trying to think of something comparable to store. Aircraft parts.
Yeah.
Probably not, but like,
Did you store a microwave in it?
yeah,
Okay,
Oh, wow.
that's about the
Okay.
size that we were looking at right now.
okay, what I can do is I go in the office a couple days next week, I can take some photos and measure out, just an option.
Okay, yeah, let's do that then.
Mhm.
And you said that there's a couple of different sizes there?
Oh, multiple, yes.
Okay, yeah, if you could send us photos of the different sizes, I can get them added to the next agenda. We can vote on that at that point. Because this
Perfect.
is the most expensive item, and if we can get some donated to us, then that'd be perfect.
So while we're on the top. Folding table?
Yeah,
Did you have anything on the folding table, Holly?
I didn't see anything, I can inquire, but, it was primarily Pelican cases and a bunch of
Okay.
random office furniture over.
So I'm gonna move that the committee expend $51.99 for a folding dining picnic party table available on Amazon.
can I get a second?
Second.
Have a motion, all those in favor, we'll do a roll call vote. Bob,
Yes,
Mike,
I,
Holly,
Aye.
Sean,
Aye.
Justin, I. So we will get that order. Bob, if you can order one for us, thank you very much.
We're going to get one table or both there?
Just one. We'll start off with one.
Okay.
Holly, while we got you here, do you have any updates on the food drive?
Yeah, so the food drive, I'll be honest, is delayed a few weeks. My work
Okay.
schedule and trips caused a pickle with that. So I'm really inquiring with Carmen and a few other folks from the church no later starting next week. So I'm hoping to start kicking something off more firm, the first week of May.
Okay, sounds good. Any discussion on that, the food drive? We talked about getting a calendar together. Whatever happened to that? Did we get a calendar put together
Of
of the year? Yes.
things that we want
Yeah.
to do and how we want to do them? No, we did not pull it together. Yeah, we should, because if we're gonna have semi-annual events, we should, yeah.
Yeah.
you're gonna have a meet and greet, you're gonna have national night out, you're gonna have this,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a phone to try to figure out the date for the meet and greet and stuff, so.
Yeah, it was- Cast in stone, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a better idea.
So jumping down, next item on the agenda is the kids deployment line. Mike, so in attachment 2, I took all the stuff that you gave me last time and I actually put it in the agenda so we can all look at it.
okay,
We had a couple of different stations that
yes,
we were talking about, as well as some swag, dog tags, and then I found like toy compasses, whistles, and little items like that. Do you have any thoughts on the deployment line?
yeah, so kind of look, I sent the link right before the meeting or right at the meeting start. There's a couple of like dog tag machines on Amazon, like there's one for $505 and the other one is like $269. So you take a look at those links.
Okay.
As far as the tags go, a set of 200 pieces with chain is like $35.99.
Okay.
So, depending upon which dog tag machine, the one for 505 looks like it's a lot easier to manage as opposed
Yeah.
to the $269 one. But they'll still do the same thing. But I've used the I'm pretty sure it looks like the one similar I used in the military, the one that's 505.
Okay.
Let's see what else. Yeah, as far as like the kids, I want to get like probably like something like small pre-packaged for candy. I wouldn't want to have anything like that's open or exposed or anything like that. Something that's sealed, right? So I have to look at the cost of what that would be. But imagine they have like something like maybe like Good and Plenty or something like that has like pill-sized in the shape of pill-sized candy. As far as the deployment line, like for the obstacle course, you could set out some cones. You could have them do like a low crawl or jumping jacks or run in place or those type of obstacles. I wouldn't get crazy where children get injured. So I don't want to keep it fairly simple.
No water gun fights.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
As far as dates, have you thought about a good time for when we should hold this?
That's a thing. Probably you want to get either a weekend or with a lot of kids go away on vacation. So maybe when kids are back in school, like a weekend or something like that.
I was actually thinking next springtime, spring, like May, June timeframe.
Okay, I wasn't thinking that far out, but okay.
Well, the thing is, I think this would be good to coordinate with the schools,
Okay,
and because if the high school's a good spot to do it, but is there any other, elementary schools or middle schools around that would be have a good field?
Millbury has a
Parking.
nice one. Millbury
Yeah.
School.
So let me jump in, because I thought when we originally brought this up for discussion, we were thinking of it as a way to make us more visible at National Night Out.
Yes.
And if that's,
The initial,
and
part of the
if
initial.
that's the initial idea, if that's the original idea, then if we were to do that, the line should be fast moving.
Yeah,
Just fill the swag bag and enter, exit, boom, and skip the exercises and the potential. I mean, because the
Bottleneck.
bottleneck, thank you, the crowds at National Night Out are immense.
right.
Yeah,
And I'm not quite sure if we were to do this outside of a big setting like that. I'm not quite sure how we would sell it to, say, the schools or I'm just thinking that we would get a bigger guaranteed draw at an event like National Night Out.
Let me ask you, North Grafton Elementary does an annual thing at their campus. Is it geared townwide? I think it is, or is it specific to, more specific
You
to?
tell me,
I believe it's geared to, townwide. If we wanted to just maybe have some exposure. So we do something, we do this at National Night Out. And then we could say something. We'll see you again in the spring at North Grafton Elementary School. If we can do that without stepping on toes or anything like that. Because they do sell little tickets for the rides, that the inflatables and stuff like that. I don't know, so we have to ask permission from the school department, but we'll go too far.
so they have a festival.
They have,
Some kind of,
yeah,
okay.
call it a little carnival.
Yep.
Yeah. And they do raffle, auction baskets and such as that. So it's a fundraiser, obviously, for the school, but I believe it's advertised townwide. So again, go with Mike's idea, we'll come put the two together, yours, Fast and Furious, and then again, try to tie in with tag along with the school department, which kind of feeds into part of what we were talking about last night at our meeting with the Post. Find a way to get the schools involved, because if you get the schools, if you can use, with the help of the schools, we can get word out, then it benefits everybody. And it goes townwide, so that's something.
Yeah, and that's how this came up, was doing it in conjunction with the schools, because the thing with National Night Out is if we are limiting it, then we lose the fun of it.
Mhm.
Like, part of the fun is the obstacle course, is
Yeah.
the, going from one thing to another.
Yeah.
And if you're just like, okay, well, here you go, then it's just like, here's your bag of stuff and
Yeah,
here's
it's
your
like
bag of
trick or
candy. Yeah, exactly.
Do we have? I haven't really walked outside, but do we have enough real estate to do that? I know the dunk tanks in the back. There's the.
It starts getting tight.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we would need twice this room, at least, type of thing, so. I don't know how big the lawn is up near the street.
Mm.
Yeah, I do like the idea of, we definitely need swag. But I like the idea of, cones with either, like a,
Yeah.
what's that thing you go backwards? You wanted a bar.
over unders.
The limbo.
Limbo.
Yeah, I love those.
Little things like that, so what do you think, Mike?
sounds logical. I mean, I've been to that event with my kids and it's a good showing. So
Which event? I'm sorry.
That's the one they have like, like jump, things the kids that jump in and slide.
National Night Out.
No, you're talking North Grafton Elementary?
I think it was done in South Grafton. Was
think
it
they
South
all-
Grafton?
Oh, really?
I think, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oktoberfest?
Yep, I think that's it, Holly.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember the time of the year, but I remember it being warm.
So I think we'll need to reach out to the schools
Yeah.
Yeah.
and figure this out, because the other thing that we were talking about when Carmen, when the Post and the VFW were here was, they used to do those veteran speeches at the schools.
Mhm.
And it's like, if you could tie that together
Yeah.
or something, I'm curious if it's something that we could do during a school day. If they have some event like that you can make, and if it's towards the end of the school year, everything is kind of done. They do a field day or something like that, could you tie it to something along those lines? They hear from a veteran and then they go out and do a deployment line,
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna do something in conjunction with the school, I think you have to do it in November. Do it near Veterans Day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All
right. Yeah. So, Mike, do you have any contacts at the school or you?
Well, my kids are in school, but they're in Milbury Street.
Mhm.
And they did go to South Grafton Elementary, so. Anyway, I could probably look into it.
Well, what would be the best way to handle this? Would it be going to the school committee?
I would talk to the superintendent, I think, start there and work the breakdown.
Cummings?
Yeah.
I'm Cummings,
Yeah.
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 I would.
Do you have
So I
his
think if you,
email?
I'll forward his email. I think if you reach
Okay.
out to
Yeah.
the chair.
Mhm.
So Mike, I'll reach out to Cummings
Okay,
and I'll CC you and put you on there and just say, hey, we're looking to do this event. And you'd be the POC for it. And just if he's okay with it, y'all just work together and then you can just bring back information to us.
all right, sounds good.
Perfect. Any other discussions on this? All right. The last item on our agenda is the Memorial Day Parade. Sean, do you want to give us a rundown of what y'all talked about yesterday?
Well, yeah, at the meeting at the post with the post commanders and the rep from the color guard and then the wreath detail, basically Carmen outlined, he gave the outline for the day. And really, that was the bulk of the conversation, order of events for the day. And then just to tell everybody, basically run through the whole day's agenda. And any comments, concerns and stuff like that, so. Really, that was the gist of it, so it'll be essentially the same thing, not essentially, will be what they did last year. Parade route, and the workout at the common.
Yeah.
And the speakers and such as that. What they're trying to do is similar to what we're trying to do, is involve other town groups. It's always been, or for the most part, has been run by military organizations. They want more town involvement. So there's a military piece, obviously, but there's also a civil piece that should be carried by be it the Board of Selectmen or some other officials in town. So the ceremony at the common, we're trying to make that, get speakers outside of just common and common speaking, the chaplain, reading prayers, roll call of the veterans that are being remembered. And then there's one or two officials, be it state representative or state senator, type. So, again,
I think I would like them to be very specific
Yes.
So I would like them to say to us, we would like Representative Meridian to read X, and we would like the chairman to read Y.
Yes.
And then get a member of the select board to read Z, and then,
Yes,
oh, wait, we have three more things. Okay, so then we fill in, and all right, so I grab something,
yes.
you know, and so there might be 6 things they want us to get involved in.
Right.
Okay, but I think it's, at this point in time, the discussion is kind of vague.
Well,
It is.
no, you hit the nail on the head, because we did say that specifically. I said, okay, have, say, Dr. Cummings, for example, read something that people in the audience, students and such, would be able to relate to him saying it and whatever. Have maybe one of the high school or one of the school principals that some of the children and families know, read a piece. David Meridian read another piece. And as you said, the selectmen, yes, that was discussed. The specific items were not delegated.
Well, so a lot of focus is going on who to speak, but there are other things that they also mentioned that they wanted us to do, like schedule the buses.
Okay.
And so everything on this list, I would like to know what they are doing and what we need to do.
I think the biggest issue with Carmen and the buses, the transportation, is that he was hoping that the town would pick up the tab for the buses.
But the town normally covered the tab.
The last time we saw Carmen and we spoke, he was looking for assistance with, I think the process of paying for the buses
Yes,
is
that's what it is.
problematic for them, and they were hoping
Yeah.
that there would be a way to streamline.
The town pays for the buses, however, it's like a middleman type of
The
thing.
invoice goes to the post, and then the
Post,
post comes to the town.
has to come in.
He was looking, so I don't know if that's a problem between the post and us being the town. I think it's a problem between the post and the bus company.
Mhm.
The bus company doesn't want to or care to invoice the town. They want to invoice the post directly. So I'm not quite sure how we can help solve that dilemma.
I think his solution was we schedule the buses. The town schedules the
Right, but if the
buses.
bus company wants to send the invoice to the post, it still doesn't solve the problem that Carmen is addressing, I believe.
Mhm.
Right, but if the town schedules the buses, then the bus company would bill the town
I
directly.
mean, maybe,
That's what I'm thinking.
I think maybe we should get a conversation going with the bus company to find out
Yeah.
exactly what they think is the problem, so.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
that's why because what I'm afraid is some of this stuff is just gonna get dropped. Because they're gonna be like, well, I thought you were doing it. And
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, well, you never mentioned that we needed to do
Right.
this, so.
So your list is bigger than this list.
Yeah, well, this is what they always use as their checklist, so I would just like I took over the flyovers and I will submit the
Right.
form for that.
Right.
Andy normally reaches out to the Boy
Yes,
and Girl Scout.
and with some help from Holly.
Yeah, and with Holly's help as
Okay.
well. So like some of these things are things that we've done for the past couple of years and I feel pretty confident with.
Yeah.
This. But what about all this other stuff, you know?
All right.
The way he explained it is they only want to be responsible for the ceremonies,
The military
the
function.
military functions, and we handle everything else. So now are we setting up the audio equipment and prepping the comment? Like, that's what I want to make sure that we're covering.
Hmm. Okay.
The various groups, we've already started that process. We've already started asking. Anne Marie Foley has already agreed.
Yeah.
I think a couple of the other select board members said that they wanted to speak as well.
Mhm.
The local tribe wants to participate again, so we've already reached out and offered them to come and join us. So we've already started reaching out.
Okay.
I'm not too worried about the participation piece. Right now, I'm worried about what items do we need to
Just
start with?
delegating to and to who. The nice limo, this is the veterans only. That's
Correct.
That's the one that goes to the cemeteries. That is covered.
I thought that's the bus though.
That's not the bus.
It's a school bus.
That's the nice limo
Okay.
is a 20 passenger van, limo that
That transports the veterans.
he transports veterans.
Right.
buses to transport.
which is part over here at the high school, which
Yep.
I participated in last year. And they transport the students in the band,
Mm-hmm.
parents,
Yeah.
scouts.
Say, in theory, shuttle.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
So we need to, so this is, I'm gonna put this buses.
And that was problematic because the drivers were left. What do I do? When do I leave? Where do I go after this kind of situation?
So, well, if we do the buses via the town, then we say to them, okay,
Is what
you will rotate
right?
every, what's it take, 15 minutes?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, you will just do this
Right.
for the first
Yeah.
hour, and you will do this. for-
So hopefully the next time that we meet with the members of the post, we can nail some of these things down. Because like Stoney says, you don't want anything to fall through the cracks.
Well, I think if we make a decision now, that we will contact the buses. You've already done this, military vehicles is
They do that.
via the post. School band. Who's gonna reach out, someone from. I think Jeff. What's it? Jeff Barrow Sound System. Jeff Barrow was gonna look into the sound system, he has a contact with Worcester Sound. Steve Tromby is the band director, I believe, and I believe. I don't want to misspeak. I don't know if it was Andy or Jeff. I didn't make that note. But because they were talking together. I think Jeff Barrow is gonna also get ahold of Steve Tromby.
Okay.
So what else we need?
And make sure we nail down the route because there was some confusion last year. As far as the route, the police thought it was going one way and they actually went the other way. It was only at the up at the
Yeah, they did.
green.
They did change up the route when they
Yeah,
got.
exactly.
I didn't know there was confusion though. They
I didn't,
said it was all good to go.
I was in the van, I was in the pickup truck,
Yeah,
the camera,
yeah,
and there was, when we got to that point where the Universalist Unitarian Church is, that was, do we turn right?
Oh, yeah.
Or do we turn left?
now that you say that, you're right.
Yeah.
Tom did say he wanted to have someone designated as the point person, as opposed to him saying, all right, hey, everybody call him left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. That was right.
I mean, they could probably solve that problem pretty easily if they just ran a big string of yellow caution tape from one light pole to the other and just block the street off. Whoever's driving in the first vehicle's got, there you go, there's your answer, keep going.
Yeah.
So.
I think the confusion was with the police. Everybody else knew where they were going, but the police kind of had their own thoughts of where it went to.
That complaint about the police came from Mike.
Not to call anybody out, but.
Now everywhere we go, Mike's gonna be pulled over.
Yeah. My license plate number is,
Right. Okay,
all right.
no, yeah, I think that's the big piece. Let's get that nailed down. A lot of these things are not hard. We've already laid the groundwork for it. And if we need to get in front of, I mean, we're getting close to summer anyway, so we'll have to go in front of the select board anyway to give our end of year, here's where we're at as a committee or as big
Mhm.
committees. So we can always use that as an opportunity to talk about the Memorial Day parade as well, so. All right, anything else with the Memorial Day parade?
Good.
Right, last item on the agenda is rounds. Does anybody have anything that is not on the agenda that they want to bring up? Maureen dropped off. Okay. All right, then our next meeting will be Thursday, May 16th at 7 p.m. We'll do the hybrid version again. Seems to work out pretty well.
Mhm.
Other than that, can I get a motion to close?
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
I have a motion to adjourn, decided by roll call vote. Bob,
aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Holly,
Aye.
Sean,
I
Justin, I, this meeting is adjourned. See y'all again next month.